Hello, hello. It's that time again where we get to share some mm, some wisdom, some inspired wisdom that's just coming through. I love being able to just bring to the moment all these beautiful, beautiful offerings, right? As we're just on this amazing sacred journey together, right? Figuring it all out. So I'm gonna say in this moment, hi, can you believe it? That's really funny. Okay, so the title of this discovery is separation from our thoughts. And can you just believe this for a minute? I forgot what we were gonna talk. I became totally separated from my thought about this. So I was like, wait a minute, what is the title? Separation from our thoughts. Separation from our thoughts. I think there was a long time in my life where I experienced myself as my thoughts. I thought I was my thoughts. I thought that my thoughts were me. Ooh! But there was a point, thank God, there was a moment when I realized that I am not my thoughts. My thoughts are not me. They are not me. Who I am is a divine, infinite being. That's who I am. Right? Thoughts are outside of ourselves. It's not who we are. Thoughts are something that we have, but they're not who we are, right? But a lot of people identify with their thoughts as if, no, that's who I am, but it's not. Those are just thoughts, right? And when you begin to realize that you're not your thoughts, then you can begin to look at your thoughts in a whole new way. Your thoughts suddenly lose all their power. Lose all their power, right? Because now you are no longer self-identifying with the thought. You're just the observer of the thought. You're just looking at the thought, and you realize the thought itself realizes that it has no power, and you realize that the thought has no power. What? The thought has no power? No, it doesn't. It doesn't have any power. The thought itself has no power. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. You have 70,000 of them a day. It's just a thought. It's not who you are. So when you begin to look at that thought, you can ask you can ask the question, is it true? That thought? Is it true? Is it really true? Is it really true? How can I know this is really true? Do I know that this is really true? This thought, this thought that I'm having a thought. Sometimes when we begin to go that deep into inquiry, the thought itself reveals itself to be a lie and it vanishes. Gone. That's how powerful you are. You can, once you realize that you are not your thoughts, you're not your thoughts, you're not even your behaviors. Your behaviors are a response to your trauma. That's what they are, right? And let's just say negative behavior is a response to your trauma, because not all behavior. But then I think that there's never mind. This is a So you're not your thoughts, you're not your behaviors. You are an infinite being of love and light that is observing these thoughts. And when you begin to have an inquiry with the thought, you can begin to dissect the thought and you can begin to see if that thought is really true for you. Because guess what? We're running around with a whole lot of thoughts that aren't our thoughts, that were given to us by other well intending people, I'm sure. However, they're not our thoughts, they were given to us, right? Some of the things that we believe, they weren't our thoughts, they were just given to us. But if we were to take and look at every thought that we're having, and we were to just kind of examine it from a just standing outside of it, just taking a look at it, and we just begin to look at that thought, and maybe we can begin to question that thought. Is it true? Is it really true? How can I know that it's really, really true? And then you'll see that power of that. It will just dissipate. It will go. And then you can also ask yourself, if you're having that thought, who would you be without that thought? Who would you be without that thought? If that thought didn't exist, who would you be? Now I'm sharing something that's very, very similar to the work that Byron Katie does. I love her work. When I was first introduced to it over 20 years ago, I was just like, wow, 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 wow. Because she has a whole process. I think it's a little bit different than what I just shared, but I'm sharing the basic elements of it. Still very effective. Question your thoughts, you know? Sometimes in my meditation, in my early meditations, when I would have all these thoughts that would come in and blah, 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 just to blah, 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 right? And I was separating myself from the thoughts. I would imagine them like in a little canoe. They're in a canoe and they're floating down the water. And I can see the thought, and the thought's just right there floating down the water. And then I have the choice to jump in the canoe with the thought, have a little party, or I can just watch it just go right on by. Go right on by. Well, and while I'm sitting in meditation, I allow that thought to just go on by. I just allow it to just move, just continue moving on. And then another thought comes up. And oh, I see it in the canoe. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm not going to engage with that thought because I'm here. I'm here with the intention to be still and to be quiet. Right? And so when we realize that we are not our thoughts, we are not our emotions, we are not our behaviors, these are responses to our experience of life. Okay? And all of that can be changed. One of the easiest things that you can do is you can change your thoughts. There's so much out there in the world, like so many people who have much larger audiences than I do speak to this. Right? Our thoughts are powerful. We create with our thoughts. We're creative beings. We create with our thoughts. We call forth into being. So, like our thoughts, if we attribute those thoughts to ourselves, right, it gets kind of messy. It can get kind of messy because then you begin to put on this identification onto your soul that you're not. You're not that. You are a divine, infinite, sacred being of love and light. Yes, you are. We all are. Right? And when we can separate ourselves from any thought that would conflict with that, well, separate ourselves from any thoughts. Right? We can affirm thoughts that we want to attract or manifest into our lives, but always realizing that we are we are here, that the thoughts are outside of us, that they are not who we are. Okay. All right. Well, I hope that you enjoyed that. I love you. 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 I'm thinking beautiful thoughts for an amazing day for you. And I want to say to you, be love, be loved, beloved. I'll see you again soon. Okay. Bye.